big news now coming in after the puja that was performed early this morning at the Gyanvapi Mosque premises, which the Hindu side had been claiming was a temple earlier. After the court orders, there's now a new Supreme Court twist in this case. So the big news that we are bringing to you this afternoon is that after the puja ceremony was performed early this morning by the priests, the Supreme Court, just now with this update coming in, rejects the Muslim side's plea. The Supreme Court has, in fact, told the Muslim side to basically approach the High Court. So approach the High Court, and I think it reversed to the Allahabad High Court with regard to this matter. You're looking at some of the visuals early this morning of a puja that was performed in the what is called the Vyas Ka Tehkhana, which is basically in the premises of the Gyanvapi Mosque premises, which the Hindu side had been claiming that they were performing puja till 1993. After December 1993, they were told, and according to them, on the orders of Mulayam Singh Yadav's then government, to not enter into the premises again. However, the Muslim side has completely rejected this and said there was no puja, there is no proof of any puja ceremony taking place before that, and they will now explore legal options. So they had immediately approached the Supreme Court. However, the Supreme Court, countering, while the matter remains sub judice in the whole case right now in different angles, has said to this one to approach the High Court first. Let's go across to Samarth Srivastav, who's tracking all the latest. In fact, he's right now in Kashi, right outside the Gyanvapi premises. Samarth, you tell me what happened early in the morning first, because even though the court had ordered the district administration to organize the puja ceremony, 7 days were given, but it seemed no time was wasted. What happened at that point? What is happening right now? And with the court also that has been approached by the Muslim side.
So Puja, the atmosphere out here, first I will be reporting the live scenario happening here. The people of Muslim community are coming out from after having namaz in the Gyanvapi complex that is right there. And you can clearly see the mob out here, the namazis out here who have come here in large numbers. Just see the visuals out here. Though most of them are tight-lipped, are not saying a word, but few are having a word. We'll try to move across our mic towards them and get the signals happening.
ये जो पूरी की पूरी जमीन है, ये वक्फ बोर्ड की प्रॉपर्टी नहीं है।
सुनिए, हमारी बात सुनिए। वक्फ बोर्ड की अगर प्रॉपर्टी ना आप नहीं कर रहे हो ना, तो हमको आप बता दो कि मंदिर अधिनियम 1983 में बना, उसको किसने जो है उसको किसने डीड किया, किसने उसको दिया, गिफ्ट किसने किया?
उनका कहना था 1993 तक ब्याज जी का
नहीं, मैं जो पूछा हूँ वो बताइए।
सरकार के कहने पर
जी नहीं, एकदम गलत बात है। कोई आदेश, पूरे जितने भी लोग हैं, सुनिए, सुन लीजिए। अरे भाई सुनिए, तो न्यायालय ने जो समझा वो आदेश किया, मगर मुस्लिम समाज इस बात से मर्माहत है कि व्यास जी क्या नाती जो शैलेंद्र पाठक ने जिला जज की अदालत में मुकदमा किया, उस पर कोई ऐसी एविडेंस नहीं थी। क्या ऐसी अर्जेंसी थी कि 17 तारीख को आप जिला अधिकारी के सुपुर्दगी में देते हैं, उसके बाद में आप 31 तारीख को रिटायर हो रहे हैं और उस दिन पूजा पाठ की बात देते हैं? क्यों देते हैं? नहीं, सवाल निशान नहीं कर रहे, हम सवाल पूछ रहे हैं।
Clearly see Puja, the atmosphere out here, that the verbal spat is also happening, as few Muslim community members are furious about this particular happening that happened last night, where Puja was performed in the Vyas Tehkhana, that is the southern cellar, and they're furious. The way they are, in a way, having a verbal spat with the media persons is quite visible right here, and this is the road. This is the complex. First, I asked my cameraman Gaurav to show you the visuals. This is the Gyanvapi complex, and this is the gate from inside which the namaz takes place. While this is the Kashi temple complex, the Kashi Vishwanath temple complex right there, where the Hindu devotees enter inside and come outside after offering prayers to Kashi Vishwanath, the shivling right there. But what happened yesterday in the wee hours is the problem for the Muslim side and the advocates, and that's why they reached out to the Supreme Court and later on to the Allahabad High Court. So these things are very crucial. It took around 8 to 9 hours for the district administration to follow the order, to in a way deliver the order, the verdict given by the Varanasi District Court, which clearly said that is southern Sera, the Tehkhana of Vyasji, will be permissible for the prayers. That means you have to cut the barricading from that end in front of Nandiji and enter inside, make the way for the devotees and allow the prayers inside the southern cellar, which was happening before 1993. It was barricaded by the then UP government after the Babri demolition, and since then it was barricaded, and after a gap of 30 long years you saw it happening. You can clearly see the force, the massive police force out here. The Jawans of UP police stationed out here, in a way clearing the way of those
cellar there at the mosque premises, which is called Vyas Ka Tehkhana. It is in the premises of the mosque. It is in the basement, basically, to which Hindu side has said they had been performing prayers, and after 30 years, it's finally been unsealed again. Early morning, the Aarti was performed. There is tension on the ground. The Muslim side is very disappointed. They said there was no Aarti before 1993. There is no proof, and they will approach the court over it, which they've done. They will now have to go to the High Court. Let's get clarity on that. Our legal correspondent, Srishti Oja, is joining me. Srishti, go ahead. Tell us what precisely is the process that the Muslim side has taken up with the approach legally. What has the Supreme Court said, and why have they said go instead to the High Court?
Well, Pooja, as we know, the district judge had yesterday only passed an order permitting the Hindu devotees to worship inside the sealed basement of the mosque premises, which is in fact a topic of dispute as of now before courts. What India Today exclusively learned today morning was that the mosque committee, the Muslim side, in fact, approached the top court last night itself, late at night, because surprisingly, what we saw happen yesterday was, even though the lower court had given the district administration 7 days to execute that order, surprisingly, they decided to execute that order last night, in fact, really late at night itself. So that is what the mosque committee flagged before the Supreme Court. They approached, as soon as they got this information, they approached the Supreme Court's vacation registrar late at night, seeking urgent listing or at least an opportunity to mention this matter before Supreme Court. Their main issue was with the overnight execution of the order by the administration, because 7 days' time was already given by the lower court to the district administration to execute this. Late last night, they approached the vacation registrar, they submitted the documents, and they requested that they be either given a hearing today or be at least permitted to mention this matter. However, the legal team received a message from the registrar. It was communicated to them that the CJI has said that this particular issue, they should take it up before the High Court, and they should approach the Allahabad High Court instead. Let me just clarify here that no formal petition as such has been filed by the Masjid Committee before the Supreme Court. No formal hearing has happened. No formal order has passed. An order has just been communicated to them that they should approach the High Court instead of the Supreme Court. Because if we look at the legal procedure, if they're looking to challenge a lower court's order, it's the High Court technically where they should go. However, the Masjid Committee had decided to approach Supreme Court only because of the overnight execution. They have clearly in their letter addressed to the Supreme Court said that there was no need of such haste. The haste in which the district administration has executed the order is what, according to them, is really questionable. According to them, the district administration itself is in collusion with the Hindu petitioners, and the obvious reason for such unseemly haste, according to them, is to basically forego or to not let the Muslim side avail their remedies